I don't like. Mm-hmm. Where my phone at? Mm-hmm. Right here. Hey everyone, it's Jasmine, and welcome to my channel. If you're new, thank you so much for being here today. And if you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad that you can join me today in today's flow because today we're just really going to have fun on the mat. I just came back from Beyonce's concert a couple of days ago here in Houston, and I had so much fun. I wanted to spill all of that energy in today's flow. So it's going to be a really simple flow. When I actually jotted this flow out, it was something that I just was like, man, I want to be kind to myself today. I don't want to put too much thought into it, but I really want to come to my mat today. So, this practice I am sharing with you, and I hope you come back to it. It won't be super long, but it's going to be really fun and it's going to get your body moving. So, I have my blocks with me. I still don't have a name, y'all. I really need a name for my blocks. I've been waiting. I've been waiting. And I also have my bolster over here for later in case I want to lift my legs up when I'm laying in Shavasana. However, let's get started. I'm excited for today's practice. We're going to kick today's practice off with some Ujjayi breathing, or also known as oceanic breathing. This is a breathing technique that really helps calm the mind and then also helps you with improving focus. So you can tap into this breathing technique whether you're about to lay down, before a meeting, when you're at work, when you're just chilling in the car, in the traffic, on the subway, you can tap into this really quickly. So I'm just going to stand up a little bit from my seat here as if I'm getting into camel pose. Feel free to be in an easy seated pose if you like. And then we're going to place one hand on our chest and then one hand on our stomach here. And you can just breathe normally as I walk through the poses here, but setting an intention for you as you begin to breathe that could really help kind of make this super yummy. So, what you're going to do with your Ujjayi breathing is you're going to inhale through your nose here, and then you may feel a little constrict in the back of your throat. And then as you exhale, you want to say, a light one here, as if you're trying to fog up a mirror. So think you can also place your hand here in front of your face if you want to give it a try. So inhaling through your nose, exhale through your mouth. So imagine if you have a mirror just in front of you and you're just trying to fog that up. And we're going to practice that a couple of times. And you're going to inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. And then feel free to transition to nasal breathing only, to where you're inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your nose as well, keeping your mouth closed, whichever one is comfortable for you. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And if you do not have your eyes closed, I welcome you. And if you like to keep your eyes open, just a soft gaze towards your mat here. And feel free to tap into nasal breathing. A couple of more breaths. Inhale your deepest one for today. Let it out through your mouth. Feel free to open your eyes if you haven't already. And let's move on down to an easy seated pose here. And in this pose, I'm going to have my legs straighten out where my feet are facing towards the top of the mat here. And I'm sitting up with my back a little straight, if you say. And here we're going to inhale with our arms up here. And then we're going to twist open to our right. Feel free to place your right hand behind you. And then you can also bring one of your mats as well, if that's comfortable for you, to bring the earth a little closer. And then resting your left hand on your right knee, or you can also rest here on the floor. And then as you're in this pose here, you can look over your shoulder if that's comfortable for you as we breathe. Return to the center here, and you can place your block over here. If not, you can again move it, whichever feels comfortable for you. Inhale, arms up, and then we're opening up to our left side here. All right, let's try that one more time. Inhale, arms up, and then exhale over to your right here. Looking over your shoulder. Return to the center. Inhale, arms up, and then opening up to your left. All right. And now we're just going to take a nice seated forward fold here. I'm going to get my blocks as I try to make it fall piece to piece or Lego piece over here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. I'm going to reach for my blocks for this forward fold, but feel free to place your hands on your shins, on the top of your feet. You can take your two fingers on each hand and wrap around your big thumb here. Inhale with a nice lift here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, walking your hands up. And then I'm going to move my blocks and transition over into a tabletop here position. And I'm just going to check my alignment here for this tabletop position today. So remember, we're being kind to ourselves today. So really just want to check in with our alignment because we love our bodies, right? And so here with our alignment, we just want to make sure that our hips are over our knees here, and then our shoulders are over our wrist here in this tabletop position as we get ready for cat cow. Inhale, drop your belly, looking towards your eyebrows here. And then exhale, round your spine, belly button in. Inhale, drop your belly. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, dropping your belly, looking towards your eyebrows. And then exhale, round your spine. Feel free to do a couple of your own cat cows just for a little bit. Get into the flow of things here. And stay connected with your breath. And then we're going to return to a neutral spine here in tabletop. And I'm actually going to walk my fingertips back and then just give my wrist a break here. A couple of wrist circles going inward here. And then what we'll do is we're going to actually go on the opposite. So once you give a couple of twirls in one direction, you'll give yourself a nice couple of twirls, and feel free to double back, do what feels comfortable for you today. Remember, we are being kind. So that also includes being imperfect sometimes. Now, let's return back to our tabletop position here, and we're going to get ready for thread the needle. So with this pose here, I'm going to give a couple of variations for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our left hand here, and then we're just going to bend at our elbow here as if we're going to open up and just return back. And then we're going to open up to our left side here. And then we're going to thread our left arm under our right arm here, resting on our shoulder. And then we're going to take our right arm and stretch it out here. So as we breathe into this pose, I'm going to give you another option here. You can take your right leg here and bring it out and then lift it up here for a nice just balance challenge here. A balance challenge. Then you can lower your right leg and then raise up with your right arm back into a neutral position here. And so let's repeat on the opposite side. So we're just going to bend at our elbow, return back to tabletop. And then we're going to open up, twisting open. And then we're going to thread our right arm under our left with our shoulders to the back of our shoulders on the mat here, with our left arm reaching out. And then you're going to take your left leg here and then you can lift it up again for a nice balance challenge. If this isn't comfortable or not accessible to you, you can have your leg down here in that pose. So, a couple of breaths here. Placing that leg down if you haven't already, and then using your left arm to bring you back into a tabletop position. And I have to fix my fro today. This is my first time wearing my hair out. So again, I am being kind to myself and showing you all my nice curls here. So within our tabletop position here, we're just going to go into child's pose. So taking our two big toes and touching them together and then sitting back towards our hip for child's pose. And for the different variations of child's pose, you can give yourself some space by allowing your arms to be kind of hanging off the mat here as well, or the more traditional with your hands a little closer here in child's pose. Return to tabletop position, and then we're gonna go into downward dog. So pushing your hips back and up for our first downward dog of today. In your downward dog, you're pushing away from the earth here. And if your feet are not flat on the ground, that is okay. A nice bend in the knees as well, if you like that. And then feel free to pedal it out. I'm just going to rest here in stillness in my dog. Remembering to be kind to myself. Inhale, look to the top of your mat. And then as we walk up, widen your stance here. And we're going to meet me at the top of our mat here in forward fold, still in your widened stance. And we're hanging out in forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And we're going to do that one more time. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders back, forward fold. And we're going to step back into a downward dog. Find some stillness. And then we're going to walk our fingers back to meet our feet in a forward fold. Root to rise. And I'm just going to make it to the center of my mat here. Hands up in extended mountain pose. Now we're going to drop our elbows and open up our chest here. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dropping our elbows, opening up our chest. Feel free to have a slight bend in your knees. Inhale, arms up. And one more, dropping your elbows, opening up your chest here. Inhale, arms up. Then we're going to open up to our right again here. Inhale, arms up. And then we're going to open up to our left side as well. Even it out a little bit. Inhale, hands up. And then we're going to lower our hands to our heart here. And then before we get started with our very super quick flow today, I just want to tap into another round of Ujjayi breathing here. And then with this round here, we're going to stand up, but really just again, being kind to ourselves throughout today's practice. So placing one hand on your heart, the other on your stomach. Inhale through your nose, and then feel free to either exhale through your mouth or through your nose with these 3 to 5 rounds of Ujjayi breathing. Take your deepest inhale of today's practice and let it out through your mouth. Feel free to open your eyes. And let's start our flow. So we're going to begin in the center of our mat here, and we're actually going to jump straight into a downward dog. So getting yourself situated and making your way to your downward dog. Inhale, sweeping your right leg up here. Exhale, step into warrior two. Flip your palm for reverse warrior. Extended side angle here. And then have a little opening up, twisting open here. And then we're going to flow back in between. Reverse warrior and extended side angle for a couple of rounds here. Just a nice fluid movement. And let's do one more round. Extended side angle. Reverse warrior. And then from here, we're going to actually cartwheel over into a chair pose here. So in our chair pose, our hands are upward and then we're sitting down. Feel free if you need to sit up just a little bit in this chair pose, but I like to get really nice and down in this chair pose. And then release. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. You're in downward dog. And then sweeping your left leg up, stepping into your warrior two. Flip your palm, reverse warrior. And as you remember, we're just going to toggle in between supported side angle and reverse warrior for a little bit. Breathing with each movement. Your last reverse warrior. Supported side angle here. Back into warrior two, and then cartwheel into chairs pose here. Inhale up. Inhale, arms up. And then we're going to step back into a downward dog here. And what we're going to do in our downward dog, we're going to actually come down to a supported plank here. What we're going to do here in our supported plank is begin our supported vinyasa flow. So we're going to lower down to our front half, straighten our legs out. Inhale, baby cobra, into a plank, and then downward dog. Inhale, sweeping your right leg, stepping into warrior two. Flip your palm, reverse warrior, supported side angle. And we're just going to toggle in between the two as we connect with our breathing. This feels great. And in your reverse warrior, straighten out your front leg here. And then we're going to open up to a triangle pose here. With your hands resting, you can use a block here. And then, or you can place your hands on your shin. And as we're in our triangle pose, we're going to make some circles and create some range of motion here. So you're going to take your top arm and you're going to bring it in front of you and across your body here to make a circle. One more time. And then we're back into our supported triangle here and then into warrior two. Cartwheel to chair pose. That's neat. We're gonna straighten our legs. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back into downward dog. Downward dog. Inhale, sweeping your left leg up. Stepping into your warrior two. Flip your palm, reverse warrior, and then extended side angle. And we're just gonna again toggle in between the two. Focus on our breathing. And on your reverse warrior, straighten your front leg. And then we're going to turn into our triangle pose here. Again, resting your hands where they feel comfortable. And you can also have a slight bend in your knee too, if that feels comfortable for you. And let's make our circles. Moving around. And one more. And then we're going to go warrior two, cartwheel, and then step into chairs pose here. Straightening your leg and then bring it down to a forward fold. And then we're going to step into our supported plank here to do one more supported or a variation of vinyasa. Lowering down to the floor. Inhale, baby cobra. And then exhale into a child's pose. Inhale, look up. So from here in our tabletop position, I'm actually going to swing my legs in front of me into a seated pose with my legs straight out. And then I'm going to lay towards my back so we can get ready for our Shavasana. But before, we're going to do a supine twist on our right and left side. So as we lower down and get ready for our supine twist here, you can bend your left leg here. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to take my left leg and bring it over to the right side of my body. And then here you can actually bring up your right leg if that's comfortable as well to meet your left leg, or you can keep your right leg straight here. So whatever feels comfortable for you. And then we're going to have our left arm sprawling off of our mat here. And then, as you notice in our supine twist, your body may be facing the right side of your mat, which is totally fine. And I'm actually spilling off the mat just a little bit, but it is definitely okay. I'm being kind to myself here. And so feel free to look also to your right, or you can actually gaze over to the left side of your mat here in supine twist and take a couple of breaths here. Releasing your legs back to the center of your mat here. And then bring your right knee over to the left side of your body. And then again, here, your head placement, you can actually look to the left of the mat or you can look to the right side here. And I'm just going to move my bolster for a nice, yummy, yummy supine twist here. Release your legs back to the center here as we prep for our Shavasana. And in your Shavasana, you can also, my legs here are in a constructive rest here, or you can sprawl your legs out for a more traditional Savasana as well. And I encourage you to think about a way that you can take this kindness off the mat with you today, whether you're ending your day or starting your day. As you sit in Shavasana, I ask you to think about a way that you can be kind to yourself. For me, I'm going to be kind by, after this practice, I'm going to enjoy a nice chapter of this book that I'm reading while I eat ice cream. So I bought ice cream yesterday and I can't wait to eat it. So that's how I'm going to be kind to myself. So if you can think while we are in Shavasana, a way that you could be kind to yourself, please drop it in the chat. I would love to see it. And I am now going quiet for us to tap into a Shavasana reflection for today's practice. And take the deepest inhale of today's practice. Exhale, let it all out. As we prepare to come out of Shavasana, if you have more time to sit in Shavasana, I encourage you. But if you're going to come out with us, begin to open your eyes if they have been closed, wiggle your fingers, your toes. Welcome yourself back onto your mat, fully present here. And then I'm going to roll over to my left side here and sit here in this position, as is always so comfortable and it always does it for me after a practice. And then rise yourself up here. Oh, I feel so good. Thank you for joining me in today's practice. I really appreciate you for taking some time out to be kind to yourself. And as I mentioned earlier in our Shavasana, please do that one kind thing for yourself today. I really encourage you to come back to this practice when you need to feel a little bit more kind to yourself. And lastly, I still need y'all to name these blocks. I've been asking, what y'all doing? Until next time, I'll see you. Bye.